Welcome to Fairy Tales English Journey. Today we will explore a magical story about a brave soldier. Have you ever wondered what happens when you find a magical object? Imagine discovering a hidden treasure guarded by giant dogs. Get ready to learn English while we read the exciting story called The Tinderbox together. This classic fairy tale is filled with mystery and adventure. We will follow a soldier walking along a dusty road. He meets a strange old woman who changes his life forever. Listen carefully to the words and sentences. You will improve your English skills while enjoying a wonderful adventure filled with magic and surprises. The story of the Tinderbox was written many years ago by Hans Christian Andersen. It is a famous tale loved by children and adults around the world. As we read this story, we will learn new vocabulary words. Pay attention to how the characters speak and act. Let us begin our exciting journey right now. A tinderbox is a small container used to start a fire. Before matches were invented, people used a tinderbox to create a spark. In our story, this simple object holds incredible magical powers. The soldier does not know this at first. He thinks he is just finding gold and silver coins in a dark tree. A soldier came marching along the high road. Left, right, he marched with his sword by his side. He wore his heavy backpack because he was returning from a long war. He felt very tired, but he was happy to be going home. Suddenly, he saw a very ugly witch standing before him. The witch had a very large lower lip that hung down to her chest. She looked very strange, but she spoke kindly to the soldier. "Good evening, soldier," she said. "What a fine sword you have, and what a large backpack. You shall have as much money as you want if you help me today." The soldier thanked the old witch. He asked her what he needed to do for the money. The witch pointed to a large hollow tree nearby. "Climb up to the top of that tree," she told him. "You will see a hole. Slide down the hole deep into the tree and find the hidden treasure." "I will tie a rope around your waist," the witch explained. "When you call for me, I will pull you back up." The soldier asked what he would find inside the tree. The witch smiled and said he would find hundreds of bright, shiny coins. But he must pass through 3 different rooms to get them. "In the first room you will see a large chest," the witch said. "A dog sits on top of this chest. This dog has eyes as big as teacups. Do not be afraid of him. I will give you my blue checkered apron. Place the apron on the floor and put the dog on it. Once the dog is on the apron, you can open the chest. Inside you will find many copper coins. Take as many as you want. But if you prefer silver coins, you must go into the second room. A different dog guards the silver coins. His eyes are as big as wooden mill wheels. Do not let the second dog frighten you either," the witch continued. "Put him on my blue apron just like the first dog. Then you can fill your pockets with shiny silver coins. But perhaps you want gold instead. You can find gold in the third room. The third dog guards the gold coins there. The third dog has eyes as big as round towers. He is a very fierce dog, but you must not worry. Place him on my apron and he will not hurt you. You can take all the gold coins you can carry." The soldier thought this sounded like a very wonderful and exciting adventure. "This sounds very good," the soldier said. "But what must I give you in return, old witch? You surely want something for yourself." The witch shook her head. "I do not want a single coin," she replied. "I only want you to bring me an old tinderbox. My grandmother forgot it there long ago." "Tie the rope around my waist," the soldier commanded. The witch tied the rope and gave him her blue checkered apron. The soldier climbed up the rough bark of the tall tree. He found the hole and slid down into the dark hollow trunk. Soon he stood in a large, bright hallway underground. Hundreds of lamps burnt brightly in the underground hallway. The soldier opened the first door and looked inside. There sat the dog with eyes as big as teacups, staring right at him. "You are a fine fellow," said the soldier. He placed the apron of the witch on the floor and moved the dog onto it. The soldier opened the chest and saw a huge pile of copper coins. He filled his pockets to the very top. Then he closed the chest and put the dog back in its place. He walked into the second room. There sat the dog with eyes as big as wooden mill wheels, looking very scary. "You should not stare at me so hard," the soldier told the second dog. "You might hurt your eyes." He placed the dog on the blue apron. When he saw the silver coins, he threw away all his copper coins. He filled his pockets and his heavy backpack with the shining silver coins instead. Finally, the soldier entered the third room. This dog was truly terrifying. His eyes were as big as round towers and they rolled around in his head. "Good evening," the soldier said politely. He had never seen a dog like this before. He carefully placed the giant dog onto the blue checkered apron. The chest was full of pure gold coins. The soldier could buy the whole city with this much gold. He quickly threw away all the silver coins. He filled his pockets, his backpack, his hat, and even his boots with gold. He could barely walk because the gold coins were so heavy and full. The soldier put the third dog back on the chest. He closed the door and walked back to the rope. "Pull me up, old witch," he shouted. The witch asked if he had found her tinderbox. The soldier realized he had completely forgotten it. He went back and found the old wooden tinderbox immediately. The witch pulled the heavy soldier up through the tree. Soon he stood on the high road again. His pockets and boots were completely full of gold. "What are you going to do with this tinderbox?" the soldier asked. "That is none of your business," the witch snapped. "Just give it to me now." "Tell me what you will do with it," the soldier demanded. "If you do not tell me, I will draw my sword. I will cut off your head right now." "No," the witch screamed. The brave soldier did exactly what he said. He drew his sharp sword and the wicked witch fell down dead. The soldier tied all his gold inside the apron of the witch. He carried the heavy bundle on his strong back. He put the tinderbox in his pocket and walked toward the city. It was a beautiful city with grand buildings and fancy shops. The soldier went straight to the very best inn in the town. He ordered the finest room and his favorite meals. He was a rich man now because he had so much gold. The servant who cleaned his boots thought they were very old and ugly. The next day the soldier bought beautiful new boots and very expensive clothes. He looked like a handsome noble lord. The townspeople told the soldier about their king. They also told him about the beautiful daughter of the king. "Where can I see her?" the soldier asked. "No one can see her," they replied. "She lives in a huge copper castle with many tall walls and towers. Only the king can visit her there." The people explained why the princess was locked away. A fortune teller once said she would marry a common soldier. The king did not want this to happen, so he kept her hidden in the copper castle to protect her. The soldier thought he would very much like to see this beautiful young princess. The soldier lived a very merry life. He went to the theater and drove in the garden of the king. He gave a lot of money to poor people. He remembered what it was like to be hungry and have no money. He made many new friends who called him a fine gentleman and a good man. But the soldier spent money every day and never earned any more. Soon he had only 2 small copper coins left. He had to move out of his fine room. He moved into a tiny dark room right under the roof. His friends stopped visiting him because there were too many stairs to climb. It was a very dark evening and he could not even buy a candle. Then he remembered the old tinderbox. There was a small piece of candle inside it. He took out the tinderbox and struck the flint. The sparks flew out. Suddenly the door flew open and the first dog stood before him. It was the dog with eyes as big as teacups. "What does my master command?" the dog asked. The soldier was amazed. "This is a wonderful tinderbox," he said. "Bring me some money right away." The dog vanished and returned in 1 minute. He carried a large bag of copper coins in his mouth. The soldier finally understood the magic of the tinderbox. If he struck it once, the dog with copper coins appeared. If he struck it twice, the dog with silver coins appeared. If he struck it 3 times, the dog with gold coins appeared. The soldier was rich again and moved back to his fine room. The soldier bought beautiful clothes again and his friends returned. One night he thought about the princess. "It is a pity nobody can see her," he said to himself. "She is locked in that copper castle. I want to see her just once." He took out his tinderbox and struck the flint a single time. The dog with eyes like teacups appeared. "It is the middle of the night," the soldier said, "but I really want to see the princess." The dog ran out the door immediately. Before the soldier could even blink, the dog returned. The beautiful sleeping princess was sitting right on the wide, furry back of the dog. The princess was so lovely that anyone could see she was a real princess. The soldier could not stop himself. He leaned forward and kissed her cheek. Then the dog ran back to the copper castle with the sleeping princess. The next morning, the princess told her parents about a very strange dream she had. She dreamed she was riding on a dog and a soldier kissed her. The king and queen were very upset. The queen said someone must watch the princess tonight. An old lady in waiting was told to sit by the bed of the princess. She needed to see if this was a dream or something else entirely. The soldier wanted to see the beautiful princess again. That night he struck his tinderbox. The dog ran to the castle and carried the princess away. But the old lady-in-waiting put on her water boots and ran after them. She saw the dog carry the princess into a large house in the city. The lady-in-waiting took a piece of white chalk. She drew a large cross on the door of the house of the soldier. Then she went home to sleep. The dog returned the princess to the castle. He saw the white cross on the door of the soldier, so the smart dog took a piece of chalk too. The clever dog drew white crosses on every single door in the town. This was a very smart trick. Now the king and queen would not know which house belonged to the soldier. The next morning the king, the queen, and the lady-in-waiting went into the town to find the house of the soldier. "Here is the house," the king said when he saw the first cross. "No, my dear husband, it is over there," the queen said, seeing another cross. Soon they saw crosses on every door in the street. They realized they could not find the soldier this way, but the queen was a very clever woman. The queen took her gold scissors and cut a piece of silk. She sewed a tiny bag and filled it with fine flour. She tied the bag to the back of the dress of the princess. Then she cut a tiny hole in the bag. The flour would leave a trail wherever the princess went that night. The soldier struck his tinderbox again. The dog carried the princess to the house of the soldier. The dog did not notice the flour falling from the tiny bag. The flour left a clear white trail from the castle to the window of the soldier. The next morning, the king and queen followed the trail of white flour easily. The guards of the king broke into the room of the soldier. They arrested the soldier and threw him into a dark, gloomy prison. It was very cold and sad in the prison cell. The guards told him he would be hanged the next morning. The soldier was very scared because he had left his magical tinderbox at home. The next morning the soldier looked through the iron bars of his window. He saw many people walking to the edge of the city. They wanted to watch the soldier hang. He saw a young shoemaker running very fast. The boy lost one of his slippers and it flew right against the prison window of the soldier. The soldier called out to the young boy. "Stop, little boy," he shouted. "Please run to my house and bring me my tinderbox. I will give you 4 copper coins if you do this quickly." The boy wanted the money very much. He ran to the house, found the tinderbox, and brought it to the soldier. Outside the city, a tall wooden frame was built for the hanging. The king, the queen, and the judges sat on grand thrones. The soldier climbed the ladder to the rope. Before he died, he asked the king for one last favor. He wanted to smoke one last pipe of tobacco before he left the world. The king could not refuse such a small, harmless request. The soldier took out his magical tinderbox. He struck the flint once, twice, 3 times. Instantly, all 3 giant dogs stood before him. The dog with eyes like teacups, the dog with eyes like mill wheels, and the dog with eyes like round towers appeared. "Help me now," the soldier commanded the dogs. "Do not let them hang me." The 3 giant dogs leaped toward the judges and the king. They grabbed them and tossed them high into the air. The people were very frightened of the giant dogs. They shouted for the soldier to be their new king instead. The people cheered loudly for the brave soldier. "You shall be our king," they shouted. "You shall marry the beautiful princess." The soldier was placed in the royal carriage of the king. The 3 giant dogs danced in front of the horses. The princess came out of the copper castle and became the new queen of the land. This exciting fairy tale teaches us about luck and cleverness. The soldier used his courage to survive difficult situations. He also learned that true friends are important, not just people who like your money. When we learn English through stories, we see how words create magical worlds. Practice these new words and sentences every day. Thank you for joining Fairy Tales English Journey today. We hope you enjoyed the magical story of the Tinderbox. Keep practicing your English listening and reading skills with us. Please subscribe to our channel for more wonderful stories. Leave a comment below and tell us your favorite part of the story. See you next time.